Okay, so I was doing my own research and two words popped out to me, omni and truth. And I've heard of omnipresent. So I was just looking it up and I came across omnism. I believe that's how you say it. And omnism is the respect or belief in all religion. Those who hold this belief are called omnists. In recent years, the term has been resurfacing due to the interest of modern-day self-described omnists who have rediscovered and begun to redefine the term. So basically, it's a belief in all religions. They all have like a piece of the puzzle, which I personally do believe. So I guess I can categorize myself as this. Omnism is similar to syncretism, and I will click on that afterwards. The belief in a fusion of faiths in harmony. So, however, it can also be seen as a way to accept the existence of various religions without believing in all or just one specifically that they profess to teach. Many omnists say that all religions contain truths, but that no one religion offers just all the truth, which I agree to. There's a mandala with symbols associated with just 6 of them, which is interesting how they choose 6. Pretty sure they can extend the wheel and they can put a bunch of different ones on there. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. This one, I clicked on it, right? So it's similar to this. So this would be, I'm going to say Greek. Automatically, I looked here. First thing that popped out, I was like, oh, CErBERUS. I remember when I was a young child, I mean like grade maybe 4 or 5, and we had to pick a character. Ooh, I didn't even click on that. That's cool. We had to pick a character, and I believe CERBERUS, I don't know if this is actually CERBERUS or a wolf dog or a lion or something, but it just reminds me of CERBERUS. And CERBERUS guarded the gates. I think they were a guard to the, I don't know if it's the gates of hell or gates of the underworld or something like that. And I remember having to do like a 3-headed dog, and it was like to do with like construction paper or crayon or something like that. And that's what I chose as my mythological creature, I think. Anyways, this is Persephone or Isis and Hades, Serapis, an example of Greco-Egyptian. So would that be like Greek and Egyptian combined? Hold on a second. Let me scroll down here. Oh, it is CERBERUS and Pluto. Okay, so you got Persephone as Isis, CERBERUS. If you don't know who these people are, you can look it up if you're interested. Pluto. Yeah, let me just quickly hover over here. I really should donate because they put all this information in one. It really does help. I'm going to do an extended over here. I just wanted to see. Multi-head guards the gates of the underworld to prevent the dead from leaving. He was the offspring of the monsters Echidna and Typhon. I think I'm saying that right. And was usually described as having 3 heads, serpent-like tail, and snakes protruding from his body. CERBERUS is primarily known for his capture by Hercules, the last of the Hercules' 12 laborers. And there are a series of tasks that were carried out by Hercules. So I don't know if you ever played the game Kingdom Hearts, but I think Sora actually has to go up against CERBERUS at one point. Anyways, I got distracted. So the gods were worshipped in the Greek world from the Hellenistic period onwards. Pluto, or Serapis, has the modes on his head, a utensil used for the measurement of grain. Interesting. Why they placed it on the head. Persephone, Isis, if you know who Isis is, with covered head, bears her symbols at the forehead. The crescent moon, which is also similar to a lot of other feminine figures that have the moon either above their head, even Egyptian culture, where they have the bull horns almost, with like the moon above the head or the sun above the head. Anyways, the crescent moon and the solar disk and the snake. Uraeus? Let me see if I can... Yes, Uraeus. She is depicted holding in her right hand the sistrum and an Egyptian musical instrument also known as the crete from prehistory. And in the left, probably the strap that kept the dog CERBERUS. Interesting. The inclusion of CERBERUS guard of the underworld in the group defines the two deities. Despite their Egyptian symbols as Pluto and Persephone, gods of the underworld, the group is a typical example of syncretism. Pardon me, I don't use some of these words, and it's nice to learn new ones during the Hellenistic and Roman times. So, maybe you can give me a bit more explanation on that. Yeah, that one here. Go back to it. It's a practice of combining different beliefs in various schools of thought. Syncretism involves the merging or assimilation of several originally discrete traditions, especially in the theology, mythology of religion, thus asserting an underlying unity and allowing for an inclusive approach to other faiths. So including everybody, none is excluded. Syncretism also occurs commonly in the expression of art, culture, also known as eclecticism. I think we use that word a lot more. I've heard that one before. Eclecticism, if I'm saying that correctly, as well as in politics known as syncretic politics. I've never heard of that, but I guess they use it. Spectral, syncretic. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Syncretic politics. Combine elements from across conventional left and right political spectrum. I don't like politics to begin with, by the way. Completely neutral in this. Maybe in the middle then. The idea of syncretic politics has been influenced by syncretism and syncretic religion. The main idea of syncretic politics is that taking political positions of neutrality by combining both sides. Okay. Nomenclature, the English word, is first attested in the early 17th century from modern Latin syncretismus, drawing of the ancient Greek syncretismos, supposedly meaning creation, federation. Damn. However, this is a spurious etymology from the native idea in Plutarch's first. Plutarch was a Greek Middle Platonist, philosopher, historian, biographer, essayist. I didn't know that was a word. And priest at the Temple of Apollo in Delphi. He's also primarily known for his parallel lives, series of biographies, blah, 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 blah. Okay. 1st century AD essay on the fraternal love. Perry, Philadelphius. In collection, what's this one? Moralia, a group of manuscripts written in ancient Greek dating back from the 10th to 13th. Oh, that goes way back, 10th. Chaeronea, Plutarch. The collection contains 78 essays, transcribed speeches. He cites examples of the Cretans who compromised and reconciled their differences and came together in alliance when faced with external dangers. Oh, that sounds so good. Just reading that was really fulfilling. When faced with external dangers and so-called syncretism, the union of Cretans. You know how they say Credens and then Cretans. It's interesting how it's so similar. More likely as etymology is the sun. So that would be also considered in Egyptian. Sun god is Ra. And you got Horus and a bunch of other deities as well. With plus Keranium, Keranumi, and then mix. Huh, I've been using this word recently. I was just doing one like that. Mix. In my notes. Vet, mix, auto, driver's a vessel. Because I was doing DMV, right? And it's 4. And that would be all the gematria. Like the 4. So you got D, M, V. See what I mean? So like I was just seeing what I can come out of it. And I've been obsessed with this alchemic symbol for mix because in my mind it holds a lot of like the masculine feminine balance and everything like that. Anyways, more likely as etymology is sun, with plus Keranium, mix, and its related noun crasis. Almost sounds like crisis too. Crassus, Cracic. I see Ra, sis. I see Ra, ci is. I see Ra, C is. Anyways, mixture. Social and political roles, don't really care. See if I can scan, maybe get some interesting facts here. Okay, what is this? 25th dynasty, Amenethos, Egyptica, Tiaka, developed syncretic worship identifying their own god, Daedun. Daedun was a Kushite or Nihashi. Looks like a giant. Worshipped during the ancient times in ancient Egypt and Sudan. Sudans, are those the giants? Attest as early as 2400 BC. There's so much uncertainty about his original nature, especially since he was depicted as a lion, a role that usually was assigned to the son of another deity. With the Egyptian Osiris. And he's part of the underworld as well. A lot to do with the underworld. Now, there's some people in this reality here that were in this matrix that have broken out or their thought process is different. And their idealism of the whole thing that we're already deceased. And we are living like, what do you call that? It's almost like a dreamscape, right? Like the whole idea, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is about a dream. So the whole idea that we're living in like a, what's that word? When it's playing out in front of you, like a, I know the words, like a simulation or simulation or something like that. And there's other people that also believe that there's some of us who carry that whole genetic trait, the DNA, it's like half living, half dead. Okay, and then you go so far as to get the idea of vampires and zombies and stuff like that. I think a lot of that is where that comes from too. That the moment we're born and we get past a certain age, it's almost like we're decomposing, and that's why it's so crucial to keep up your hygiene and stuff. If not, you start going back into the ground, you know. The judgment card, if you've ever seen that on tarot, I don't know if I could show you. It's really interesting. I want to see if I can find it here. I don't know if it'll come out, but maybe it will. The whole idea of the judgment card, it almost looks like two people. Oh, that one was in reverse. Or not in reverse, it was the one that was flipped over. Where are we looking here? Judgment card. Justice. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Where are you? Oh, here it is. This has always fascinated me, okay? So you see how it's almost like they're coming up out of the ground, okay? If I can focus this, please, and thank you. I would appreciate it. See how it's almost like they're coming up out of the ground, right? And they're looking up, and then you got the one blowing the trumpets, you got a blue cross. Also, again, with the whole idea of like not the bull horns, but can be symbolized in that. But the moon, I apologize for it not focusing. Could be the light. But anyways, yeah, the whole idea that, you know, when we're reincarnated here, we're put in these vessels so that we learn the lessons that we need to learn, right? To experience the human condition, being, you know, where being is a state of existence, just like Ness, Ness. And I'm wondering if that's why they made the first video game out of that. But it's a state of existence. It's a state. It's like a vibrational state. So we're put in these vessels, and then we have light and dark. If we're completely asleep, you know, then we can be used like a freaking pawn or a chess piece by either side, energies, entities, whatever you want to call it. You have your own team. Some people believe in the angels and stuff like that. You have a spiritual team. That's why they say you're not alone, because you're not. Anyways, so yeah, that was really interesting. A lot of it comes down to I personally have a real liking to Isis and Bastet and Hathor and a few other ones that I don't need to list them all off, but yeah, it's fascinating when you start doing the research and looking into this. So the whole idea of everybody coming together is very pleasing to hear, and that there's an actual word. So there's the original syncretism. I don't know if I'm saying this properly, okay? And again, that's a merging or assimilation. Assimilation. Simulation. Anyways, of several originally discrete traditions. So it's putting them all together. Theology, mythology, religion, so on and so forth. And then there was the other one as well that I said at the beginning of the video. Thought that was really important